What's up guys, Luke here with Luke's Points and Miles. Today I want to do a video about some of my personal experiences with the Hilton Honors Program as a Diamond Elite member. I'm also going to tell you why I think you should grab the Hilton Aspire card now rather than later, if for nothing else, just the Diamond status. But first, if you are new to the channel, I talk about credit cards, points, miles, cashback, and travel. If you're into that sort of thing, subscribe to the channel. And if you get any value at all from this video, slap that like button for me and the YouTube algorithm. With all that out of the way, let's get this video started. Okay guys, one of the things we constantly discuss here in the Points and Miles game is different loyalty programs. Whether that be airlines, hotels, we talk about co-branded points and transferable currencies. So if you do watch this channel, you probably know that I've been a Hilton loyalist recently. Now, I don't think Hilton has the best properties, and I don't think they have the best program either. But Hilton does have the best credit card, in my opinion, and one of the reasons for that is this credit card grants me Hilton Honors Diamond status. One of the motivating factors for this video are the comments I get in which folks state, Diamond status isn't a big deal in the States. The most common phrase I hear I really disagree with is, if everyone is Diamond, then no one is Diamond. That really only makes sense when there are a very limited number of upgrades or benefits. I don't think that's oftentimes the case, and I'll explain. Here's an example of why that doesn't make sense for me. As a Diamond member, if I stay at one of the higher end hotels, like the Conrad or the Waldorf, and I'm not trying to get all uppity, but if I'm using points, I'm probably going big league. Conrad, Waldorf, or maybe a nice Hilton. But when I do stay at the Conrad, I'm getting $25 a day as a food and beverage credit. That's gonna be good for up to 2 people. So you can bet even if I'm by myself, I'm going to put my wife on that reservation because, you guessed it, I like to eat. I may even enjoy an adult beverage by the pool, but how many of us actually consider that $50 a day when we talk about our Diamond status? Regular Hiltons are $30 for 2 people. Let me look at my schedule. Currently, I have over 1 million Hilton Honors points deployed in future reservations, and that right now is 22 total nights at Hilton properties in the first half of 2023. 9 of those will be at Waldorf or Conrad properties, so let's do some quick math. 9 nights times $50 will give me $450 worth of food or beverages. Not bad. 10 of those nights are at a regular Hilton, so that's another $300. I'm going to do 3 nights at a Hampton Inn in Savannah for Patrick's Day, so I think that's just breakfast there. But that is $750 that we mostly don't count towards our benefits of being Diamond members. It amazes me we don't account for this, but we sure do complain a lot when the free breakfast goes away. Let's talk about executive lounge access. Diamond members get access to what is normally a pretty okay place to do some work, get some snacks, and maybe sometimes meet other guests. Now, from my experience, there aren't a ton of Hiltons that actually have an executive lounge, but I'm planning a solo trip this year, so since I'll be by myself, naturally, I'm going to get some YouTube work done during the trip. Getting a couple hours in the executive lounge for something like that could be priceless, yet we really never ever put any value on that. Another perk that I have not personally used is the 48-hour room guarantee. The reason I bring it up is, as I mentioned earlier, I want to do some solo traveling, and I want that traveling to be very light, and I don't want to plan all of it. So if I end up learning about a certain city and I want to go book it, having this guarantee could be awesome. It's also nice for families like mine that have to travel during the schools out days. I don't currently place a value on this one, but there could be that one day that it really comes in handy. Before I get into some of my personal experiences with Hilton, I want to talk about upgrades. Lots of folks on my channel report in the comments that they have never or almost never been given any type of upgrade for being a Diamond member. I have some theories behind that I will share. Not all Hilton properties offer or even have upgrades. The Hampton Inn might not have anything besides standard rooms. Also, if you're booking the nearest Hilton to the Cowboy Stadium on game day weekend, then I'd say your chances of an upgrade are likely going to be slim. Have I been upgraded? Yes, and I've had some upgrades that would actually knock your Aunt Connie's socks off. My current favorite hotel, the Conrad Fort Lauderdale, upgraded us from a junior suite, which was very nice, to a giant 2-bathroom suite with a really huge balcony. My wife and son were almost speechless when we walked in the door. Guess who was looking like a hero that day? That's right, Luke. The Roosevelt is a Waldorf property in New Orleans, and we've been there a few times. How I do the Roosevelt is I don't book the basic room. I book like one step up, maybe 2 steps up. So the next upgrade is a suite. Now listen, I grew up in a 900 square foot house with 1 bathroom. And some of these upgrades are bigger than that. Do any of us ever go back, do the math, and figure in that upgrade was over $200 more a night? I don't think very many folks do, but what if you did? That's like a $600 upgrade on a quick 3-night stay. Now, you can always argue that that value doesn't count because you likely would not have otherwise paid that premium. But come on, value is value. Why aren't you considering that when you decided to get a premium travel card that costs at least $450 yearly? I also have a different technique I like to use when I stay at Hilton hotels, specifically the Conrads and Waldorfs. If I'm in a situation where I'm paying with cash and not points, I like to see if that hotel is part of the American Express Platinum benefit, Fine Hotels and Resorts. Why? Because what I've seen is the price is usually only a few dollars more to book within this program. But I get early check-in, 4 p.m. checkout, free breakfast for 2, and some type of experience credit. Normally this looks like a $100 property credit for food and drinks, and a room upgrade when available. Now, all of this is in addition to my diamond status benefits. So let's talk about my 3-night stay in July at the Conrad Fort Lauderdale. Besides the benefits that don't have a specific monetary value, I'm going to get 3 free breakfasts, $150 in food and beverage credit, and a $100 property credit. So $250 in food and booze plus breakfast every day. At some point, you have to recognize that value because American Express will let me enter my Hilton honors number on the reservation. Okay, so now to the interesting part. I want to talk about why I am really a Hilton loyalist. It's all about your personal experiences, right? Everyone has had some stressful times while traveling. If you're taking your family, then that is a whole other level of anxiety. Some bad situations are inevitable, right? But let's look at how Hilton has dealt with these things from my perspective. Normally, when you're angry or after a long travel day, it might seem like nothing is good enough to fix things, but I'll give you guys a couple of stories of my Hilton mishaps and how they handled them. Now, these are in no particular order, but first I will talk about my son's birthday and the first trip to Disney World. What a magical time, right? Well, this trip started with a substantial delay before our connecting flight. You know what that means. You get to the hotel late and everyone is tired and not in a super great mood. Well, we all go to sleep, and with this story, I will make it short. I didn't check my bed in the room before I went to sleep, so when I woke up, I found a substantial amount of blood on the sheets. Not my blood, not old stains, but fairly recent blood. I was not happy and my wife was super angry. And even the concierge at the desk was pretty uncaring, and he somewhat didn't even believe me. But in the end, what did Hilton do? Hilton refunded my points for 2 nights and asked over and over again what they could do to make it better. In the end, I was not happy about it, but what can I do about a housekeeping snafu during those times when no one wanted to work and no one was working? Next up, I have a great story. The last time I took the family to the Conrad Fort Lauderdale, I also got a room for my stepson and his girlfriend down the street. I couldn't afford to put him in the Conrad, so I got him a room at the Bahia Mar. Great little place, very close to the beach. Well, my stepson's flight was canceled, so he couldn't get there until the next day. Most places have a cancellation policy that isn't all that flexible, so I faced losing at least 1 night of points. So I walked down there just to speak with them and ask if there was anything at all that I could do. I was only there about 30 seconds, and the lady at the check-in said, "Thank you for being a Diamond member. I can cancel this reservation and redeposit your points." Wow, that was really easy. Since he was only coming 2 nights now, I put them up at the Conrad with us, and it made an amazing experience. I have a few more experiences, but let me tell you about this very recent one. If you watch the channel, you may remember I booked a Delta One flight to Amsterdam for next month. You may also know I was working on a sign-up bonus for the Chase Ink Preferred, so I needed to put some spend on this card. Since I needed that spend, I booked a non-refundable reservation at the DoubleTree in Amsterdam. I rarely ever do that. Well, I canceled the trip because I would have missed watching the Super Bowl with my little guy. So now what do I do with a non-refundable room? I was lucky because it wasn't super expensive. $800 or so, I think, but I called the Diamond Line. The lady on the phone very quickly told me to hold on while she contacted the hotel in Amsterdam. Now, this experience did come with some minor runaround, but I don't want to bore you with all that. I got the room canceled and refunded. So guys, this video is basically why I will continue to be loyal to Hilton in 2023. We've all talked about Hyatt and how great their program is, but for reasons stated earlier, I'm sticking with Hilton for now. That's almost all I have, but I do want to give you one more reason before I go. Several times during the year, you can purchase Hilton points for half a cent each. I know a lot of folks value Hilton points at a half a cent or 0.6 cents, but I normally get much better than that. And if you feel like you can get more value than half a penny, it's generally a good deal to buy some just to plus up your account. It's also an easy way to help yourself through the sign-up bonus of any Hilton card. So why am I telling all of you this? Well, everyone thinks the annual fee on the American Express Hilton Honors Aspire card is going up very soon. So why not grab it at $450 now and not wait for that to go up? If you travel at all or stay at Hilton branded hotels at all, it's an over-the-top value. Also, although Hilton has a shopping portal, I suggest you use Rakuten. Rakuten is a great cashback shopping portal in which you can choose to earn American Express membership rewards points in lieu of cashback, making them much more valuable, at least for me. Use my link in the description and you will get $30 cashback or 3,000 MR points back on your very first purchase of $30 or more. Do it, it's free money. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have stayed all the way to the end, I absolutely appreciate you, and I want to thank every single one of you.